Well, today I am joined by Joe Fitzicum, who's with GRF, and he is going to give us a report today. Well, Joe, very nice to see you. How are you doing?
Very good. Thanks for having me, Lisa.
Excellent, excellent. So I know there was a meeting recently, as well as the GRF ad hoc committee meeting. So would you like to give us some updates on that?
Okay. Yes, we went from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. yesterday in meetings.
Oh, wow.
Some of the results of that meeting were we had a final approval for backstroke flags. So we do have a situation now where our swimmers, if they want to safely swim and do the backstroke, will have flags at Clubhouse 2. In the past, they've had to kind of guess where the wall is. So now this gives an option for more and more people to use that stroke, which is sometimes recommended by doctors, and they can do it safely by the installation of those flags. That was really a major thing. It's a good thing for GRF because it's a very small percentage of people that use that. At the same time, it's something we're able to accommodate very inexpensively, and it shows the interest we take in clubs, whether they're small or large.
Okay.
We also approved, which is some things we've done in the past, was an authorization for a charity event where GRF will pull back charges of $15,000 for golf, and the golf club uses it as a fundraiser for the Laguna Woods Foundation. I believe last year they raised $38,000. So there's a donation of savings from GRF of $15,000, and the club itself produces another $23,000 using that. So that's just a great thing for the community. There was a vote on the Clubhouse 3, what we know as the PAC Center, yesterday. That did in fact pass, so there's no later challenges to it. The PAC will start a renovation, hopefully, while it's closed, so we don't reopen, only have to close again for the things we do. It's basic things: air conditioning, audio, video, some carpet, and just very basic things we're doing there. Probably a program that once upon a time was started about $15 million is now more in about the $5 million range, and there'll be a lot of savings because the air conditioning is far more advanced than what we currently have. That clubhouse serves 50 different clubs and 80,000 users per year. So that's really a major thing in the community. So that has passed and been funded, so hopefully that continues.
Oh, that's great. Well, unfortunately, I don't know when we're going to be able to open up to accommodate that many people because we haven't had any additional directives from the governor to open up to, I think more than 10 people at this point. So
it looks like at this point in time, if this goes through and say start construction in a month or two, that construction will take about 6 months. So we're probably looking at next year before we open. So we pray that by then this is either gone or we have a better treatment for it or a vaccine for it. But hopefully we'll be able to get back together again as a community.
Exactly. Well, that's good information. Thank you for that.
Other things going on, of course, is the virus. And I'm chairman of the Community's Activity Committee, which is a terrible thing because there I am in charge of activities, which is one of the major reasons I ran for the board, and we shut everything down. So what we have been doing, VMS has been following appropriately what the state county guidelines are and have went to each particular governing body of each sport and asked what they recommend. And that's what we're doing. I have asked for some exceptions, and certainly some of the players have. Singles and many of the racket sports is difficult to play, like pickle, paddle, and tennis. And I kind of prefer us playing here doubles, because right now what's happening, because they can't play their normal game of doubles, and most senior citizens like doubles as opposed to singles. That's a little much. They're going outside the community to continue playing. So instead of us being together playing, and there's always a risk we walk outside or go to a restaurant, we know it, we have a very large number of people going to various locations to play the sport someplace else. Well, I think the government actions are appropriate, the governing board actions are appropriate, the VMS is appropriate. I wish there was some way we could get around that, because I think we might be a little safer if we could just all play together. But, they're working out. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
One of the things in the community, I think a lot, I really encourage people to donate time to the community. We have probably about 1,000 volunteers who do various things from clubs to the PC Club, which does marvelous work. But we also need board members from time to time. And it doesn't take, we have some really smart people and some really well-educated people and people with great expertise. But we really do need people that just have community in mind. In other words, everything we do, we can't look at only as dollar and cents, and certainly we have to watch that. But we have to look at who is this going to help and who is this going to hurt. It's just like the PAC Center. There'll be people in favor of spending far more. There'll be people spending less. There'll be people might be in favor of doing nothing. But I think it's important when people buy a home here, they know GRF has amenities it has the support of the community and support of the mutual boards, which are really the housing boards are really the ones that dominate the thing here. But we need to let people know when you buy something here, we're going to maintain what you have. And so hopefully that goes through, and that's a very important part of our community. Volunteers are important to maintain that happens. We need people who care about every activity here, whether it's 20 people or 1,000 people. We need people that can take and look at cost, and if we can justify a cost over the period of time it lasts for a person that's doing it, then we should be able to do that for us, whether it's golf or whether it's something that might be a language club or something that's not very large. But that's really important, and we really lack just neutral people. Sometimes people run for a board because, gosh, I know so much about this, or I'm really anxious about that, and we run for purposes. We really need people to run for no other purpose than to serve. And I think that's very important. I mean, I ran for two purposes. One, I was involved in activities, and I wanted to help everyone, not with any prejudice to it. Everyone's equal. I also ran because I thought I could save some money in construction. Clubhouse 1's coming up, and that's a big thing.
Right, right. Now, what departments or committees do you have openings for volunteers?
Well, with us, so you'd be running for the board. I mean, there's always clubs that need help, and there's always organizations that need help, whether it's Meals on Wheels or, any club you belong to or like to belong to, I would suggest going to them. In November, we'll have elections, and basically for the GRF board, those are elected by whoever's elected on United and Third. So it's very important that if someone wants to run for GRF, they realize their votes are going to come from the corporate members of United and Third, and the Towers 50 is also part of this. The Towers is part of this only as far as GRF goes. I do believe that it's important to get the right people on the housing mutuals. It's a lot of work. Some committees are a little easier, some are a little harder, but it's a 3-year term. Get in there, put your 2 cents worth in, and fight for yourself and your neighbors. It's really, really important that we have people that are just neutral. Everybody needs a fair shake. We need people without predetermined goals. It's very important.
If they are interested, who do they actually contact, or how do they go about doing that?
There will be a advertisement go out at some point in time. I don't know the media. It used to be actually in the administration building, which we're not entering right now. But VMS will advertise the fact that there's going to be elections, for the various boards. Basically, there's 11 people on the boards involving GRF, United, and Third. There's not as many on the, you have to live in the Towers, but on the 50 mutual. Each year, they re-elect 3 or 4 people. So they have 3 or 4 people that may retire and not run again. Some may run again, but each one of those boards will have at least 3 openings, and in some years 4. So there's between those 3 boards, there's 11 there, and they're all important. The housing mutuals, in many ways, if there's huge corporate decisions, they're the ones to do that. Really, GRF is an instrument to be more neutral than the housing mutuals would be, and to take and make sure the community is maintained without any delays or any interferences. But ultimately, all 3 boards are important. Basically, GRF, you're looking at buses, you're looking at security, you're looking at entertainment, almost every activity here. The housing mutuals, you're looking at being a corporate member, and you're in charge of the housing of whatever mutual you're in.
Gotcha. All right. Well, excellent. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to meet with us, and great job on everything you guys do, and thanks for the information.
Hey, thank you for letting us have a voice. We appreciate everything you do for us, Lisa.
All right. You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back after this.